Today's webinar is on Microsoft Teams, SharePoint, and OneDrive. When you have a question, the best thing to do is put it in that Q&A section, the question section. I will get that. I will be monitoring that, and then I'll make sure that Katie gets all those answered. If you would like to go live on air with us and be on video or on audio, I can allow that. I can let you in. You just have to let me know that in the question. If you'd rather just have me ask the question, just type the question in and I will do that. So we love your questions, and we love to answer them. So feel free to go ahead and ask them. Our presenter today is Katie Kramer. Katie is a training and project specialist for TTEC-T. She had offering Office 365 and security awareness training. She has over 15 years of experience in the IT field and a degree in business information systems. Before we get started with Katie today, what we are going to do is share a little video with you. So let me share my screen here. All right. All right, Katie, can you see what we need to see here on your screen?
Yep,
perfect.
I see it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and let this play for you.
I remember at the beginning of March, my thought was, I don't know if we're going to make it to the summer.
So we're Priority Bicycles. We design and manufacture low maintenance bicycles
For everyday riders. We were coming off a great year, and when the pandemic hit,
that all just came to a huge halt.
we really had to think creatively. Teams allowed us to come up with great ideas together and put better product out there for our customers. We started doing virtual visits via Microsoft Teams. We pull a bike off the wall, just like we would if somebody were here. Hey, is that TK?
Hi, how are you?
We can show them how sizing works. We can show them how the gears and brakes work.
We can offer them personal connection through the virtual visit.
All of a sudden, we could open up our showroom to customers around the world. We're able to see 2- or 3-fold the amount of customers we used to be able to see.
Microsoft Teams has changed our company as a whole.
Without Teams, there's no way this would have been possible. And I really think it's going to set a standard for retail moving forward.
All right, so I'm going to give the presentation over to Katie and let her get started. Let me pause this next one that wants to show. And we will let her share hers. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to change to Katie. All right, Katie, you should have the reins.
Okay.
Yep, I see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So that video was just to show you the power of Microsoft Teams. It is something at TTEC-T. We use it all day, every day. It is a fantastic collaboration tool. And even with, I'd say about half of us working remotely, we get on our calls in the morning with Lisa and we're able to talk about, anything that we need from her, or, kind of just that, what we're working on, those kinds of things. We can share files with everybody throughout the day. So you have the chat feature. You can have as many people as you want within the chat, or you can also create a project team, or let's say by department, and you can really help keep everyone all on the same page. So that's what we like about Teams. You can even share it with people outside of your organization. So for example, a lot of websites that we work on, we are able to add in our clients and they can share content, pictures, videos, anything that they want on their website. They can share it with us through Teams. That way, I have access to it as a project manager. If Amy needs to do any work for SEO, she's able to hop in there and she can grab it. So we just wanted to kind of show you what other businesses are using it for. So Priority Bicycles, based out of New York City, really took it to the next level when the pandemic hit and they needed a way to give their customers that experience, or even their potential customers, that they use Bookings, which is going to be our next webinar on June 9th. And we'll show you how you can schedule time through Bookings, and it creates that Teams meeting with maybe a prospective client. And then how you guys are able to interact with them, and you can demo things for them and they're able to see you. You can see them if you need to. You can share files, all those wonderful things back and forth. So let's just take a look through Teams, and I'm just going to show you all the different parts so that you get the idea. So this is actually just a chat. This is set up with a demo account that we're using. So it's very bare bones right now. And then I figure as we go through and do these webinars and I need teams for more things, we'll go through and add to them. But to show you today, so this is just the instant messaging feature. So I'm able to go through and I can search for anybody within our organization. If I need to search for someone outside of our organization, all I have to do is go up to the top in the search bar, type in their email address. It'll show me that it's external, and I can click on that and I can message them. They'll get an email if they don't have Teams open, just letting them know, hey, Katie Kramer tried to message you through Teams. And then, you know, do you want to view the message? And they click on the email and there you go. Now they're able to see it and they can reply to me. So if we go down here to the bottom, so this is where we can do our messaging. So you are able to go through here. If you want to format your message, you can do that. If it's something urgent, you can attach files, which is really nice. You can share files back and forth. When you do that, just click on this little paper clip. It brings up your file explorer or OneDrive. And I want to show you OneDrive too. So here you can see all the different documents that we have set up once it quits spinning. But I can share documents from here. So obviously our demo account doesn't have anything set up in OneDrive yet, but it does show up just like File Explorer that you go through and you can search, or you can also just select from, let's say, your documents or downloads or things like that. Once we share files back and forth, so here you can see Amy just shared the quick start with us for that we also have included in the handouts. If you want to grab any of those quick start guides, you are welcome to do so, and you can just download them to your computer. So once you share, it's going to show up in your files as well. So it kind of just keeps this log of all the different files that we've shared back and forth. So kind of a nice way to keep track. Like that way I know anything that I've worked with Amy on, if it's outside of a project and it's not within our team, I can go back to our chat and I'm able to find that particular file. It also has the organization tab. So you can see if you have this set up in Delve, like here you can see Amy is our marketing support specialist. And then any information that is included in there, you're able to see it. You can click on the activity tab, which we don't have quite yet. But I want to click on the plus. So here I'm able to add tabs. So if there's a spreadsheet or something that Amy and I are working on, let's say that we're working on websites together and we want a nice, easy way to keep track, we can add a OneNote or an Excel document directly to this. So all you have to do is just click on whichever app you want to use. And we'll have to give it a name. Click on save, and here you can see too, it gives you the option to post to the chat about adding this OneNote. So that way Amy knows, hey, Katie created this OneNote notebook, you know, and you can get it here. So nice to have. So now when we open this up, we'll have our OneNote notebook that we can share back and forth. And this is real time. So this is anytime that I'm in there and I'm making a change, it's going to show my initials for where I'm typing. Same thing for Amy. So when we both get in here and we're both working, we're able to see where each other is working within the document. So here you can see Amy's note.
I will say too that this comes up pretty instantaneously. The reason Katie's is lagging is because she is in presenter mode. Presenter mode in the webinars makes your computer run a little slower to show everyone. So I don't want you to think it takes a little time. It's usually pretty instant.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Amy. So something else that I want to show you within the Teams chat is that you're also able to start a video call. So a lot of times too, this is how I start my calls with Lisa in the morning. She just wants us to call once we get logged in. So I just go in here, I click video call, and we're able to see each other back and forth. It's a great way to stay connected with your employees, especially as some of us are still working remotely. If I want to do an audio call, let's say sometimes too, like adding the video in will cause that extra lag. So if you just need to do an audio call with someone, you can do that as well. Again, if you want to go up here, type in their name if they're within your organization, and you're able to call them from here. You can also share your screen. So, which is a really nice feature. So if I want Amy to be able to see, like I have dual monitors set up, and then I also have my laptop screen. So if I want her to be able to say, let's say monitor 2, I can go through and I can select that, and then I'm able to show that to her. And then we can talk together. I can even give her access if there's something that I want her to be able to edit, maybe in a Word document on something that we're working on together. This is nice too. They recently added the pop-out chat. So when you do this, it's going to grab our conversation and it's going to make it its own separate window, which is nice to have, because when you're working within Teams, like the team section itself, those are all, they all stay within Microsoft Teams. But let's say that I want to have a separate conversation with Amy, I'm able to do the pop-out chat so that we can talk separately from the Teams chat that's going on. Let's see, so back to just the instant chat feature. So we also have emojis down at the bottom, or if you want to add a GIF, these are always fun. This is one of my favorite things to do. I always make sure to post a GIF on Wednesday mornings when I log in, just to kind of shake up the day and just share a little bit of fun. So fun to do, share your thoughts. You can add stickers if you want to. If you want to schedule a meeting, you can also do that directly from Teams. Oh, sorry, Amy, I just cut off your GIF. I'll go back to that in just a second. But like I said, you have the ability to have a Teams meeting with someone even outside of your organization. So you can schedule that from here if you want. Since Amy and I were having our chat going on, here I can go through and I can select when I want to have our meeting, if it needs to be a repeating meeting. If I want to add it to a specific project channel that we're working in together, we can do that as well. It will also record it and it will keep it within that Teams channel. If we want to add a location aside from Microsoft Teams, we can do that too. And then any details that we want to add, put our agenda in there. Then that way we know what we're going to talk about and we can be prepared. If it is someone within your organization, you can also use the scheduling assistant. So here you're able to see when that person's going to be available, or if you're prepping for a big meeting and you're able to see when that meeting is, if that person has their calendar shared with you, you can do that too. Does anyone have any questions about the chat feature? I should mention too, when you have chats, like if you have your whole organization or a bunch of people out of your organization that you're chatting with, it will show you over on the side. You can tell it how you want it to notify you that you have a message. So you can either have it just drop a number, it'll show up in red that you have 200 messages, and you can also have it play an audio sound when a new message comes in. Does anyone have any questions so far?
No questions have come in yet, but I will say I have used the team meeting, and that is fantastic.
Right.
Just to throw in the ability to schedule the meeting with someone.
The team section. So down at the bottom, you can see, and anyone can do this. You can join or you can create a team if you have access. So joining a team, it depends if they have it public. Otherwise, you would need to talk to the team owner and they would have to invite you. So let's just go through and let's create a team. And we're going to say it's from scratch. If you have groups set up from Microsoft 365 in your admin center, you can do that as well and just add them from here. But since we're just adding Amy, we're just going to make it private. Let's see. We'll just stick with our website's project. If you want to give it a description, you can. Tells you you're doing nice work, letting you know that it's working in the background. And you can go through it right away. If you want to add people, you can do that from here. And again, once you start searching for people, it'll populate your organization's list and just click on add. Then whatever kind of permission that you want them to have, if you want them to be able to, let's say, potentially delete the channel, we can give them owner access. Otherwise, if we just want them to be a member, that just gives them very basic access that they can contribute information, but they can't actually like wipe out the team or anything like that. All right, so here you can see Amy already left us a message. So now from here, this is nice. Like if you have, like, let's say 5 or 6 people working on a project together, you can have the whole conversation going on in here. Like if you have multiple roles of people that need to work together, this is a great way to share the information. Everyone has access and is able to view the conversation back and forth. As we start adding different files and things like that, if we go up to our files section, it's the same way. It works exactly the same way that people can share files or attach files within the chat. Oops. Or if you want to add a tab like we had before, like if there's a certain app that you want to have embedded, just like we did with our OneNote, you're able to do that as well. And again, it will also show you, like if you have pre-existing, let's say an Excel spreadsheet or something that you want to add in, it'll ask you if you want to create new, or if you want to go out and you can grab something from, let's say, your OneDrive or from your SharePoint site. So again, from here, if we want to be able to do all the different formatting options, add a GIF, or if we want to start a meeting with the whole group, we can, if we click on this little camera right here, everyone within the within our project team is going to see that we started a call, and it'll ask them if they want to join. So they can either accept or they can just ignore it and not be added into the conversation then. Oh, and Amy's got our quick start to the files. So here you can see, and this looks exactly the same as what it does in SharePoint. So SharePoint is the backbone to Teams. And if you want to open in SharePoint, you can do that as well. I'm not going to do this so I don't cause more of a lag within our teams. I know we're going to be pressed for time by the time we're done talking about SharePoint too. So, but I do want you to know that all the files that are shared out there within Teams, it's available within Teams, or you can also go to your documents within your SharePoint site. If you want to upload, you can do that from here. Again, it brings up File Explorer, and you can either add from OneDrive, SharePoint, or locally from your computer. If you want, you can also create a new document from here. So if you want to do Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, or Forms for Excel, or if you have just a whole other folder, let's say that you have some pictures that you want to upload, you can go out here and you can grab them and just dump them in. Or if you have, if I want to download this, just select it, click on download, and that's going to bring it down to either my computer, OneDrive, or SharePoint, wherever I want to save it. So, and real quick, we'll talk about the calendar. So this integrates in with your Outlook calendar, so they're going to look the same. And then from here, anything that you want to, if you want to schedule a new meeting, you can do that up here at the top right. Or there's also a button that's available within your Outlook that you can add to it, and you can do schedule a meeting within Microsoft Teams, and it's going to give you and whoever you invite a link that says, do you want to join this Microsoft Teams meeting? And they just click on join, and there you go. There is also an audio conferencing option that's available. So if it's something that you're interested in, just let us know and we can add that to your license. Otherwise, if you're not a current client, just add it to your admin center. I think it was normally like $2 a month, and it just adds that phone number on. So anyone can call in. Let's say that they are on the road, they're traveling in their car, and they have Bluetooth within their car, and they want to be able to join. They can still do that using the audio conferencing option. And again, just joining from that phone number. So again, here you can see all the different fields that you need to get your meeting started, and then you'll get that join Microsoft Teams meeting link within an email. Or you can also join it from the calendar within Teams.
I added you in the Teams channel.
Does anyone have any questions so far?
No questions, but in the Teams channel posts,
and here you can see Amy scheduled a meeting for us. So when you open this up, this is what it's going to look like. So this is all you have to do is just click on the click here to join the meeting. And it's that easy. Again, they don't even need to have the Microsoft Teams app installed. They can always join from a web browser too.
Yep, and above it, you'll notice where it said
this is also the audio option. So if they're on the road away from their computer, they don't have the Teams app installed on their phone, they can just use this phone number to call in and use the PIN number.
If you see above where it says, please bring your
Very
notes.
easy to do. Let's see. So let's switch over. Does anyone have any questions on Teams?
Can you hear me, Katie? Can you hear me, Katie?
Amy, I can't hear you.
I'm unmuted. Let me.
Are you muted?
Nope.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started talking about the landing page within SharePoint. So I created this probably in about 10 minutes, but the landing page in SharePoint is going to just be like what you would use for an intranet site. So it is web-based, meaning that you get to it from a web browser, but you have to have permission to be able to get to it. It's not like you can go out to Google and search for your company and then SharePoint landing page and pull this out. Like, that's not how this works. So basically we have our setup that when we open Microsoft Edge, our company SharePoint site pulls up. So this is just kind of a demo site that I created. So as you can see, I added our team picture to this. And then if I click on this link, it's going to take me out to the Microsoft tutorial about how to keep your team connected with a SharePoint landing site and tell you all the benefits to having this set up. And then from here, you can see it's kind of just whatever template that you want to use. And then as you go through, you can click on any of these and it'll kind of tell you like how to use the hero web part of your site. So that's going to be that image up at the top like this, or different web parts that you can add to this page. So real quick, I know we're going to be pressed for time. Just a couple web parts that I added. So TTechT Home. So this is our home website. Or I also added in a link to get to the quick start guides from Microsoft. So kind of just any kind of link that everyone within your organization needs access to, or if you want to create multiple pages, maybe for different departments, or maybe you have like manufacturing employees or you have office employees and they need 2 different sets of information. You can create as many pages as you want to. Then it would just become a matter of maintaining them and keeping everything up to date and keeping everybody on the same page when something changes. So I also added in just our profiles. So this is anything that we have within Delve. So like I don't have my title in Delve, but Amy does. And then you can see kind of who's who. It's kind of also a nice way for people who are new to your organization that they can kind of get to know who does what. You can add as much information to that as you want. So let's say that Amy's responsible for accounts payable and I order office supplies. Like you can go through and you can add those kinds of things in there. Then that way they have a good idea of who to go to for all the different things that they need. So we also have some upcoming holidays. And again, you can go through and you can add as many holidays or whatever you want to in here. This is just kind of an example that these are the holidays that we have coming up that we're going to be out of the office so everyone can do their planning. And then we also have a news section for company announcements. So anything that you want to add down there, let's say that you just signed on a new client and you want everybody to know like, hey, we just signed up with TTechT and like, here's what to expect kind of thing. People can go through and they can add that here. And then that's kind of a nice way, again, just to keep everybody on the same page. So to do this, to get to this point, if this is something that you're interested in, if you go to your portal.office.com and go to SharePoint, it will ask you if you want to create a communication site or a team site. So if you do the communication site, that's what this is. This is going to just be anything that you want to add all the different web parts to. So if you want to do news or calendars or different links to commonly used apps or websites that you guys use, you can go through and you can build that. We also offer this as a service. If this is something that you're interested in and you want to learn more about it, just let us know and we're happy to talk through it with you. I just wanted to give you the idea of how simple this is to get it set up. And then again, it's all based on a template. So you just go through and you click and you can add whatever you want and you can upload pictures Again, so if you want to put like your team picture out there, just to kind of give everybody an idea of what everybody looks like, you can do that too. So if we go behind this, we click on the documents, and you can add a shortcut to your landing page if you want to. So this is going to be the document library. So this is where you can go to share files back and forth. So if you want to upload, you can do that. If you are coming from a server, you will want to make sure that you have a SharePoint administrator do the moving for you, because there are tools, and once you get to like a certain threshold of however much data, it gets very cumbersome to try, and you can't just upload it, because you're going to lose a lot of your indexing features, and then you're not going to be able to find anything. Like your search just kind of starts to break down. Once you have everything moved from the server into SharePoint, and you're just uploading, let's say like 10 files at a time or something like that, that's the point that you can just do the upload button, and you can grab them and bring them up from your computer or OneDrive. So this also creates a team notebook. So anybody who has access to this TTEC demo landing site, they're also going to have access to this notebook. Again, just kind of keep everybody on the same page, keep our meeting notes in there, all those kind of things. So if I want to sync it, it's going to add it to my file explorer. So like for us, it's going to say tomorrow's technology today dash, and then it'll say SharePoint, and then I can get to whatever folders that I want to sync. And then that way I have that copy locally on my computer, and then I also have it on my SharePoint. Same is true for OneDrive, that you can do that same thing. So that's a nice feature for OneDrive, to be able to back up what's on your locally on your computer. You can save it into OneDrive, which means it's in the cloud. That way, if you want to get to it from a different device, or something happens to your laptop or your desktop, you can still go out to OneDrive and you can pull those files down. So nice to have. If you do use OneDrive, just know that that is not something that you would typically use as a backup solution. You'd still want to have that third party, some kind of backup solution, just because having OneDrive as a backup and then having that third party, that's better. Then that way, if anything happens to your Microsoft account, you're still able to get that backup service. Any questions about SharePoint? Sorry, I know that was pretty quick.
All right, can you hear me this time?
I still can't hear you.
I don't know why. Okay, I'm going to, can you hear me now? I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I changed to presenter, so I believe that they can hear me.
If I can unmute you. It says you're unmuted.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so if, again, if you want to, you are welcome to download those handouts. Amy confirmed we don't have any questions, but you are welcome to download those handouts that we have. If you go over to the handout section, you'll see quick starts for OneDrive, SharePoint, and Teams. And then our next webinar is going to be on June 9th at 1 o'clock. And like I said, we will talk about bookings and how you can use bookings to schedule those Teams meetings. So, all right, well, thank you so much, guys. And please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you start using Teams or SharePoint, just let us know. We're happy to help you get started, or happy to help answer any questions that you have. So thanks, and have a great rest of the week.
Bye.